appreciate it. I'm curious, Purdue's obviously a really good rebounding team, particularly on the offensive end. That's something you guys have struggled with. When you go back and watch film and just kind of look at where you can be better on the defensive boards, what maybe stands out to you in that regard?
Well, you got to block out. I mean that's just basic basketball. When the shot goes up, we got to put bodies on people. I don't think our guards have done a great job this year, and you know, getting back in when we challenge 3-point shots, we trying to head up the floor, and a lot of times when those long shots are taken, they're long rebounds, and we're just not picking some of those up. And I think Malik has got to get better, and Mac has got to get better in terms of helping us rebound. I think Ware's done a hell of a job in rebounding the ball, and he can't do it by himself. We got to do it as a team and as a unit. And, we're going to have to do it tomorrow night because they got a big team and they scrappy and they rebound the ball.
Mike, then Zach Osterman.
Yeah, Mike, Peyton Sparks has fallen out of the rotation a little bit tonight or tomorrow against Purdue. Is this a time for him with Zach? You're looking for him to get some quality minutes defensively, a guy that can with that size?
Guys, I'm not going, when I substitute put people in the game, I get questioned about how I sub. I don't, I'm not even going to discuss the rotations in terms of how, if there's foul trouble, sure, you have to play him. He's a big body that bangs. Until, we get into the game and see how it's flowing, I'm hoping I can keep, Malik and big fella Ware out of foul trouble. Edie's a load. And, if they are, then, it's next man up. Peyton's got to play some if that happens.
Zach, then Tom Brew.
Mike, I guess I'm curious, given they still have Edie, they still have the backcourt, what looks different to you as a coach about Purdue last year to this year? I think in particular, it just seems like they're a much more dangerous three-point shooting team. Some guys have maybe taken a step forward. Some guys have joined that rotation. Just what is different about the challenge of this Purdue team compared to a year ago?
I think they shot low 30s from the three. They're shooting 39 this year. That's the biggest challenge. You're going to have to guard the 3-point line and still deal with Edie. He's getting more touches, probably more than he got last season, and he's a load. I don't even know how to explain it. He's a big guy that's very skilled and tough to deal with. So we gotta go in there and battle, guys, for 40 minutes and see what happens.
Tom, then Mason.
Mike, since you got here, you're the only coach in America to beat Purdue 3 times. And I know you played against them a bunch and all this stuff. I know you deal with practice every day as being most important in the next game up and all that stuff, but is the Indiana-Purdue rivalry still just mean just a little bit more to you?
It does. They want to beat us as badly as we want to beat them. It's been that way. I think it's great for college basketball. They have their fan base, and we have our fan base. And, it's when you go there, it's the same way. When they come here, our fans are unbelievable. It don't matter who we put in Assembly Hall, our fans have been great all these years, and that's not going to change.
Mason, then Todd.
Coach, I kind of wanted to follow up on that sentiment. Now, as a coach, just being your 3rd year in this rivalry, you played in it obviously a ton. What's different about preparing for a matchup like this, knowing the history behind it as a coach versus as a player?
Well, we take each game one game at a time, and we prepare pretty much the same way in terms of who we're playing, and that won't change. We know we got a hell of an opponent coming in here tomorrow, and we got to do all the necessary things to win. You got to rebound the ball, not turn it over, and you got to share it and get good shots, and it helps if you can put the ball in the hole. So all those things tie in together in terms of you winning basketball games.
Todd and Mike Schumann.
Mike, when it came to Trey Galloway the other night, what did you like about his game? What do you like about when he's given the responsibility of kind of running the team and how he handles that?
Well, I mean, nobody really has a responsibility. I mean, the way we play, everybody handles the basketball. And, with Gabe and him and X, they probably handle it with our perimeter play more than anybody, because we pretty much put them in pick and roll. So they shine a little bit more when they're doing all the necessary things when you're running pick and rolls, or when you're feeding the post, or getting in a pass lane and getting steals and things of that nature. But no, I was happy and pleased with how he played. He had a great floor game, and he got the ball where it needed to go, and he made some shots.
Mike and Zion.
Yeah, hey coach, you mentioned Khalil's rebounding. I know he's been good all year in that, but the last 2 games he's had 31 rebounds. Is there anything he's changed or you've talked to him about to kind of get that next level from him, kind of rebounding out of position and things like that?
Well, it's the second effort. I mean, when we first got him, that didn't even exist, in terms of him making second and third efforts to try to go get the basketball. And a lot of it was he just hadn't been taught and pushed to do it. And I mean, it's like night and day from the time we got him into where he is today in terms of, going hard, understanding that you just can't take possessions off. I mean, for where he was, man, he's come a long way, man. And it's kind of nice to see because, a lot of people just didn't expect that, and because he hadn't played. And I just think there's a lot of room for growth. I mean, he's a young, talented 7-footer, man, that does a lot of good things for you.
Zion and Jack.
Mike, you've got a lot of players now that this may be their first time playing in this game, kind of a newer roster. Just what is the message to those players, and just how important this game is, but also just how to stay calm in a situation like this?
Every game's important for us. That's how I approach it. It's not just this game. We take it one game at a time, and we prepare. Yes, we are a young team, hadn't been together, and a lot of these guys hadn't been in big games like this. And it's my job to get them ready and calm them down if they come out not ready, and see where it leads us, man. But you can't ask for bigger games than this. I mean, it's just like I said, this is what fans like to see. It's good for college basketball, and we just see what happens tomorrow night.
Jack and then Zach Osterman.
Mike, some of Trey's shooting percentages are down this year, particularly from the 3-point line and free throw line. Have you been able to maybe figure out why that's been the case from last year to this year, and how have you tried to maybe help him through that?
I wish I could really answer that and tell you why he's not shooting it like he did. It's hard to explain. I think as a coach, all you can do is to keep encouraging him and pat him on the butt and say, the next one is going to go in. That's all you can do, and continue to work and practice.
Zach, last one.
Mike, sorry, just one other question, just kind of about Purdue last year to this year. It seems like they figured out how to make some of those 2 big lineups with Edey work just a little bit more. It seemed like sometimes last year they struggled to play another big next to him, but obviously Trey Kaufman-Renn starts with him a lot, and First is still in their rotation. Are there things you've seen from those other bigs that maybe sort of make, again, when Purdue wants to go with 2 true kind of forward centers in the lineup, work a little bit better than last year?
Well, I just think that the shooters have allowed them to do a lot of that, in terms of playing 2 bigs. And, both bigs are very demanding on the block. Kaufman he's tough on his block. When he catches the ball, he's very aggressive. And in terms of scoring the basketball, and he's a hell of an offensive rebounder. So it hadn't hurt him at all because they got guys on the perimeter that have made some shots for him. And that's the key with any team. You know, you make shots, man. You look good. Life is great if you can make them. And you know, we've had our ups and downs this year in terms of making them, but when we do make them, we're a pretty good basketball team.